Yep. All right. So here are the things that we want you guys to have done in launch. Okay. Don't freak out. This is going to seem overwhelming to begin with, but little by little, we cut this up into small pieces. You can do this. Okay. We expect that at the end of the month, you're going to have 200 people loaded into Command. That breaks up to 50. Are you muted? That breaks up to 50 a week. Okay. Under normal circumstances, it would have been 25 per class. So you feel like you don't know anybody? Go through Facebook, go through Instagram, go through your phone. I guarantee you know people. And once you have all those people in there, and you're going to say, well, I don't have their email address, or I don't have their, physical home address. That gives you a reason to call somebody. You call them, you introduce them, you tell them what you're doing now with your life. I'm going to be a realtor. Super exciting. I'm counting on your support. I've got this great technology. I want to send you some stuff once a month. Would that be okay? And get their information. That's it, right? Don't overwhelm yourself with too much more. Okay, host or co-host an open house. I'm not sure if those are going to be opened up again. They haven't really said, even though the restaurants opened up today, they didn't address open houses to my knowledge.
I think it's at the end of this month.
Yeah, maybe. So put that on hold for right now. But typically we would want you to shadow somebody on an open house so you get an idea of how it works, and then do one of your own. And we will show you how to find those, right? Because you're not going to necessarily have your own listings right away. We'll show you how to reach out to other agents and try and find one of your own to be able to do that, or at least shadow with. The success worksheet, I'll show you what that is in a minute. Identify and connect with allied resources. That would be somebody who advocates for you. Someone who's in another business. Maybe it's a handyman, maybe it's an accountant, a lawyer, a hairdresser, the cashier at the grocery store, the lawn guy, the mailman. I mean, someone who is going to advocate for you, who might have contact with a lot of other people and will push you forward, right? So that's what that is. You're going to learn how to complete a listing package, right? As though you're selling a house, which is what Andrea was talking about. How to do that in Command, how to do that in DocuSign. And then you're going to turn it into me. I'm going to look through it and I'll make any corrections that perhaps need to be made, so that when you do have a client, you're going to feel more comfortable doing it on your own. We will always be here to help you. We will always be here to look it over and answer any questions, but at least you're going to have a foundation to start that off on your own. Same thing, the next one, complete a buyer offer package, which is more likely going to be the very first thing that you guys come across, because having buyers as a brand new agent tends to come more easily than a listing in general. So you're going to learn how to write an offer, submit it, how to make it competitive, all the different clauses and things that you might come across. Again, it's going to be homework. I'm going to look at it and I'm going to make corrections so that when the time comes, you'll feel more comfortable doing it on your own. Alma had a situation where, just a few days or maybe a week after doing this part of the homework, she found herself, her and her husband, Dan, found themselves in a situation where they were writing an offer. And she took the opportunity to go back, look at the one that she had done with me for practice, and wrote her own. She sent it to me, asked me to look at it before turning it in. She did a fantastic job, right? Because she had already tried to do it once. So that's the point. The very last thing you want, and Nick can attest to this, the very last thing you want is to all of a sudden find out that somebody wants to write an offer and you haven't even looked at the piece of paper yet. And you're like, crap, right? And Matt and I tend to get those phone calls on a Saturday at 4:00 in the afternoon that says, I got to turn this in by 6, right? We want you to feel more confident and at least familiar with it so that you can portray some confidence and do a better job for your clients, right? You're going to learn about smart plans, which are automated ways to keep in touch with your clients. because the name of the game is to be top of mind, right? You think about toothpaste. Crest is the first one that comes to my head, and I want to be Crest for all of my clients. I want them to think of Crest. I don't want them to stop and think about Tom's, or whatever, AIM. I want to be the number one. And the number one is because of, just like toothpaste, you're put on the shelf in the right position. So every time you go to the store, even if you're not buying toothpaste, it's the one that you see right in front of you. Or when you're watching TV, there's a Crest commercial, or in a magazine, there's a whatever, a layout, an ad, even if you're not thinking about brushing your teeth. But when the day comes that you got to go buy toothpaste, you're going to grab the one that feels familiar, right? So that's what being top of mind and smart plans helps you do. Be familiar. So when they're ready, you're the first one they go to. A GPS is about goal setting that we will walk through. You're going to have that done. You're going to learn how to time block your calendar, because if it's not on your calendar, it doesn't exist. Believe me. You're going to be able to master a script. Scripting feels funny, and because you didn't write it and it's not natural to you, and that's okay. Practice it and you'll get better, which is what Andrea was talking about. She put her email address and her phone number in the chat for anybody that wants to jump in on a quick 15-minute practice call that she has put together, which is amazing that she took that initiative, that her and Alma are doing that to better themselves. So that's the kind of stuff we like to see. Pete's forums. Must attend Pete's forums, because the bulk of writing an offer, even more than the listing, but the bulk of writing the offer is going to be learned in his forums, not in this class. Coaching is about guiding and coaching more than training. Pete's class is training when it comes to the documents and the forms. He goes through line by line by line, so you understand, because the devil's always in the details, right? You've got to put that in your calendar. Do not miss it. If by chance something happens and you miss it, then it's recorded, right? So you can go back and you can look at it. All right. So these are all the things that we want to make sure that you get done. Attend some tech classes. So that's going to be Command and DocuSign for the most part that Katie does, or maybe Facebook ads, learning how to do stuff like that. It says get the instructor's signature, because at the time everything was in-house, right? This was before quarantine and all that kind of stuff. We are doing training in the office as far as Pete's forums and all these tech classes again. If you feel comfortable personally and you're able to make it in, come in. If you don't feel comfortable, no one's going to force you to do it. It is, of course, also going to be streamed. So there's no reason that you can't attend it, but know that you can come in and you can physically attend it if you want to. Same thing with the Market Center meeting. We're doing them here, but they are also online every other Tuesday at 9:30. Is it every other or every second Tuesday at 9:30?
I think it's every other.
Yeah, because it depends on the month, right? Okay, so that's that. Psychology, right? We are salesmen. I always swore I would never be a salesman. I hate it. Even though I did really well in my sales class and my presentations in college, I hate it.
No, I'm sorry. I was just curious. I'm sorry. I don't mean to interrupt you.
Sorry. I choose to change my mindset and decided that I'm a consultant. I want to guide people and help them do the right thing. I'm not selling them anything. I'm not selling them Mary Kay or Tupperware or anything, right? I genuinely, one of my big whys is to be their hero. I want to answer their question. I want to save the day. I want to be the person that helps them understand something, because then that allows them to make good choices for themselves. I mean, I'm not making their decisions, they are. But if I can help them understand and know what all their options are, then I trust they will make a good choice for themselves, right? So you have to figure out what gets you up every morning, because in real estate, you don't have a boss that's watching you punch your card in, who's cutting you a paycheck at the end of every week or every 2 weeks, or who's going to dock your pay if you don't show up. That's all on you. This is like the ultimate exercise in self-discipline and being self-driven. So when you're not feeling well and you're laying around in bed, what's going to get your butt out of bed? So part of it for me is what feeds me is helping and answering people's questions. And that's the truth. The other thing that feeds me is the example I'm setting for my children. I want them to know that I had a job that I did well at, but I was miserable when I came home at the end of every day. And that if you want to make a change in your life and you want to make things better, you can do it. And sometimes it's not easy and you got to drag yourself out of bed when you don't want to, but it's possible and you can do it. And I want them to follow that example. My now 20-year-old son, he's a junior in college, when he was doing his questionnaires to try and figure out where he wanted to go to college or what he wanted to do, he was a mediocre student, not much motivation or drive at all. We were doing a little online thing and I was asking him questions because I was just trying to push him to want to go to school somewhere. And one of the questions was, who do you admire? Who do you look up to and why? And he turned around on the couch, I can still see it. And he looked at me and he said, you. And my jaw was like, and I tried to like be all cool, right? And I'm a single mom, by the way, I'm divorced, 3 kids. And so I was all cool and I kind of played it off and I said, okay, well, the follow-up question is why, you know? And he said, because you persevere. That was his answer, just like that.
What did he say?
You persevere. I persevere. I make it through the tough times and I just keep going.
Ah.
And I thought, holy crap, they are paying attention. They watch, they know. Even when they're ignoring you and they're sitting up in their room all day long playing video games or whatever, they know. That's my big why. Everybody's is different. Somebody's might be straight up money or what the money can do for them, right? For some people, it's the money can help them take care of their parents, right? Or for some people, the money can help take care of their community because they're giving it away charitably, or they have some other organization they're trying to start. Or, I mean, it could be, it's anything. It's whatever drives you, but it's usually something deep. It's usually not just, oh, I just got to pay my bills. Well, why do you have to pay your bills? What would it look like if you paid all your bills? What could you do with your life then once you paid your bills, right? There's something else to it. I want you guys, if you didn't already, to take time to figure this out. Has anyone done that already? And they would want to share? Okay, go ahead, Andrea.
My why is so that I can end the cycle of poverty for my family.
That's awesome.
I have taken it upon myself to say that I am the last generation in my family that will not leave anything for the future generation. And it's going to end with me. So
Good for you.
real estate, it's a service business and I'm all about being of service. And this goes beyond just a commission at the end of the day. I have a legacy to leave behind financially.
And that's powerful. And I know a few things about you, and I know that you definitely are a woman that perseveres because I've seen it. Good for you. And they're watching, and your grandbabies are watching. Everybody's watching. Good for you. Who else? Anybody?
I'll go.
I mean,
Go ahead. Oh, Hope.
no, you
Yeah.
go, you go. I'll
Okay.
go after.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, my big why is the very first thing you said. I have elderly parents. My mom lives with me. She's 86. And I have a nephew that is like a son to me. And that's the second. And the third is also being of service in the community, teaching homeownership and the value of it.
That's nice.
Alma mentioned investment, and that's what I like to teach people as well. So
Good. Alma, go ahead.
I guess, mine has always been to, inspire somebody to get out of their comfort zone. Too many people are, scared to leave, and they complain a lot about their job. And one thing that to realize is that instead of complaining, you're in control. If you don't like it, you leave. But too many people are comfortable, and it's a hard thing.
Or scared.
Or scared, and it's a real thing. So I've always been the person where when I start sharing some of the stuff, I've had some other people would like, oh my God, I'm coming to lunch with you. And I saw that change, and just kind of, it's almost like I had this drive in me to continue to share the knowledge and the confidence in us being in control of female or woman entrepreneurship. We can do this. And that's another big one of mine. Being investors. I had somebody said that, actually, I think it was it Andrea? We were talking about it, how, some men might not give us enough credit. And we had this conversation how, we need to change this, so power, knowledge is power. And the same thing that you shared with the kids, you're absolutely right about that. And I've always been the kind of person where, I wanted to show them that you can have a career, and you can also be stay-at-home mom, but also have a career. Kind of like moms can do all of these things. And it is an example that you show your kids of what you're capable of. These are all the things that you can do. And the biggest of them all, it's so hard because there's so many things, is really educating and helping people out there to give them the knowledge that we accumulate through classes or whatever, reading books, and through your class, to go out there in the community and just help people with, sharing the knowledge.
Anybody else want to share? Or if you haven't thought about it yet, that's okay too. Sometimes it takes weeks and months, and some people don't figure it out for a long time. And that's all right. Okay, so who watched 1 and 2?
I did.
Angela did. Anybody else?
I did.
Marnie did. Good. Alicia did. Good.
I did.
Nicholas, you did?
Yeah.
Good job. Okay, good. So if you didn't watch them, you have to watch them. Did anyone who did watch them go to the drive and work on this allocation form? No? Okay. So you guys need, you did, Angela. Yes. Good. And I would imagine that Alma's already done it and Andre's done it. And if you haven't, shame on you, do it. Right.
It's hard for me to figure all this out. I mean, luckily I'm very lucky where my fiance is paying for everything. I mean, I pay my car insurance and my health insurance.
Yeah.
And I buy groceries. He's pretty much paying for everything. That was kind of like, we have like a 6-month plan, Yeah. So it's hard for me to kind of fill it out because I'm not paying anything right now.
Well, don't overthink it. Pretend like you're living on your own, if that's helpful.
Yeah, I mean, I do know that I have a lot going out and I have nothing coming in,
right?
Which is freaking me out.
We're on the same boat.
Yeah,
I get it.
And then also for the marketing, I mean, I buy supplies here and there. I haven't bought any signs or anything like that yet. So I kind of just put, like $50 a month right now for marketing, because I have boosted a couple of my Facebook things. And so it's minimal right now.
I understand. So the idea of this, let me start by saying, it's like we're working backwards, right? As we move into the next couple sessions, you need to figure out how many transactions you need in a year in order to be able to achieve what you want. How can you even know how many transactions you truly need until you understand how much money you've got going out? You can't figure out what you need in if you don't know what's going out. And don't just like throw a number up there. People go like, oh, 100,000. Well, what does that mean to you? Is it 100,000 after taxes? Is it 100,000 before taxes? Is it 100,000 profit after all your expenses? Is it, what is it? And what does that mean to you? Where is that money going? What's it paying for? You have to attach meaning to it because that's part of the drive that's going to keep you going. If you just kind of slap a number up there and then you don't make it, you're like, well, it was just a number I threw up there, so whatever, right? You're not attached to it. So you guys, I want you guys to do this because when you get to the end down here and we hit this grand total, that's when in the next couple of sessions, we're going to do another worksheet where it's going to break it down and you're going to know how many houses you have to buy or sell. And once you know how many houses you have to buy or sell, then you're going to know how many people you have to call. So it's all part of a bigger plan. Don't skip these things, right? Oops. Let's see, what's next here? I gotta move this one out of the way, sorry. Let me see what this is. Okay. Have you guys done everything that you're supposed to do with RealComp, GMAR, like additional classes, anything like that, right? So that you can ensure that you have access to the MLS because they will cut you off if you don't do your stuff. Make sure you pay attention to that. Again, you guys have got to watch number 1 and 2 because they go into much deeper, because here we are at 10:38 and I haven't even opened up the number 2 one. 5 things a real estate agent does all the time. Look at this. See, it's even up here. You lead generate, which means you're working on your database. You lead follow up, which is the result of your generation. Maybe you need to call somebody, answer a question for them, get back to them about something. You're going to go on appointments. When you're early and you're new, you don't have any appointments to go on. You're going to get used to searching things on the MLS, set showings, go preview properties, go look at houses in the areas that you're interested in being an expert in. Because then when you're at a barbecue, or hopefully we can go to barbecues or whatever, right? You're going to be able to say, oh yeah, a 3-bedroom house on that block should go for about whatever, $150,000. But if it's in really good shape, it could be 170. But if it needs new roof and this and that, whatever, it's 120. The only way you're going to be able to throw that and roll that off is by walking in and out of houses. Walk in and out of them. Look at the disclosures. Understand the condition and how that's affected by the price. It's the only way, right? And by just going through the MLS, looking. Like Marnie, you said, you're always stalking Zillow and Realtor.com or whatever you're doing. This time you get the keys to the kingdom, which I love. PRD, you can see who lives where, when they got their mortgage last. Oh, it was a quit claim deed. The names changed. They must have gotten divorced. Somebody died. I mean, it's like you can know a lot about somebody if you get to know it. So let's go on to appointments. You're going to negotiate contracts every single day. If you don't have a contract to write, you're going to be sitting in Pete's forums and you're going to be learning about how to write them. And you're going to practice writing them in this class, right? Or in this session, whatever, launch this program. Script and role play. Talk to yourself in the mirror. Talk to yourself in the car. Record yourself on the phone and listen back to it. Talk to your dog, your kids, whoever. Join up with each other. Practice. It's called a script because you didn't write it. If you're watching a movie or a TV show that you think is awesome, you look at a good actor and you believe that they are who they are portraying. You just get sucked into it and you believe it. That's not who they are. They didn't write those words. And the only reason why those words sound real is because they practiced it. And after they internalized it enough, they could improvise and throw a little tweak here and a tweak there that makes it more them. But that's only after they know the script. You have to practice your scripts. Best way to do that is, to get a buddy, somebody, again, Alma and Andrea are deciding to do that with each other. So you guys got to make sure you complete that funds worksheet. I like people journaling a couple days worth of work so they can understand and look back at it and understand where they're wasting their time. It's like when you want to go on a diet nutritionally, you don't realize that you're walking by and grabbing M&Ms every time you walk by the dish, right? So if you start writing things down, you can notice that 2 minutes to check your email turned into 45 minutes of some rabbit hole you just went down. And that's not saying it's good or bad, but you need to know. You need to just know so you can manage your time properly. That's right. You got to put 25 contacts into command, actually 50, right? Because we're doing 2 sessions. If you go under, in our coaching drive, there are scripts. See where it says, go to the shared drive under scripts. How do I get in here? Here we go. So launch steps. You'll see them right here. Oh, it's okay. Thank you. Oh, you bought batteries? Yeah. So launch 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? That they're all in here. Oops. Let me move this over. But if you go, oh, that's not what I wanted. There we go. Come on. If you go down here to scripts and objectives, or objections, I'm sorry. Come on. These are all scripts, all of them. Facebook lead scripts, how to ask for, an appointment, objections, sphere of influence, right? This one right here. We're like, hi, Doug, this is Sharon. How are you doing?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing well. That's great.
Awesome.
The reason for my call is to let you know that I've taken on a new and exciting career in real estate. I've partnered with the best agents in the business at Keller Williams. I have personally set a goal to help 20 people or families, and investors to buy, sell, or invest in the next year. Who do you know that might be looking to do one of those things that I might call?
I really don't know anybody right now.
All right. Well, thanks for thinking about it. But can I ask you for a huge favor?
Sure.
I know that in the next year, you're likely to run into someone that's going to be in the market to make a move or invest. Would you please call me when that happens?
Absolutely. If you want, why don't you send me your business card so that way I can have it and I can forward it on to whoever I need.
Perfect. You know what? Now that you mention it, I do have your phone number, obviously, because I called you, but I don't have your physical address and your email. Would it be okay if I get that? Because then I can just shoot you some updates about
Sure.
the market in your own area.
Anything I can do to help you out.
Perfect. Blah, blah, blah. He gives me all this stuff and I'll say, thank you so much. I'll talk to you soon. I'll call you in a few weeks and see how everything's going.
All right, cool.
Awesome. Bye. Click. Do that with everybody you know. Next thing you know, your whole database is filled up. Now, if he said yes, then where is it? Oh, there's one in here that says, oh, the referral. Hey, this is Sharon with Keller Williams. Doug gave me your number and asked me to give you a call. You said that you're thinking about buying or selling in the near future. Is that right? Great. Doug is a close friend of mine, and I'm so happy to work with anyone who's a friend of his. How can I be a help to you? So if you're afraid of what to say, just practice these, right? And they'll be here for you, and you can do them. Where else am I going to go here?
But it doesn't always go as easy as what our conversation did.
No, which is why you want to practice, right? It's why you have to practice, because you will be thrown, there will be objections, and you'll fumble them, and you may even feel like an idiot sometimes, even though you don't sound like one, you're going to think you do, and that's okay. Just keep working through it.
Sharon,
So
can I
we
just,
don't,
I'm sorry.
go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, I also found, along with these scripts, for those of you who aren't familiar with the close, they have a lot of good ones as well. In fact, I printed off, these are the expired. I don't know if you can see that or not, but there's like 9 different scripts for FSBOs, for referrals, for expireds, for, new listings. So I printed those out and I kind of used.
Good.
I've been practicing like all of them together, so
Okay.
just another resource.
Yeah. So for right now, though, because our goal is to build your database and let everybody know that you're doing this, the lowest hanging fruit are the people that already know you, like you, and trust you. They want to give you a shot. They want to help you out, right? If they knew you had a new job selling cars somewhere, if their neighbor decided to buy a car, they would throw your name out there. They want to see you succeed. Don't be a secret agent. Make sure people know what you're doing. So get that sphere of influence script and practice it, practice it, practice it. And I want you guys to have 50 contacts in command by next Monday. Filled out at a minimum with their name, their phone number, their email, and their address. And that's going to mean you're going to have to call them. Maybe it's Facebook Messenger, as long as they talk back and forth with you, right? Anything like that. Because once you have all that information, you can use smart plans to automatically keep in touch with them. You're not going to have to keep calling all the time. You're going to more become Crest. They're going to get some emails from you every couple weeks, right? So we don't have time to get into this part, but the part that talks about the buckets, the U and the I is urgent and important. That's what U stands for urgent, I stands for important. When I just went back and said you should keep track of everything you do for a couple days, that's going to help us talk about this, because I'm going to help you guys understand which things are urgent, important, both or neither. And then you can understand where the time suck is in your life and where you have to focus your efforts and your time. Does that make sense? So if you have not watched 1 and 2, go back and watch 1 and 2. Next Monday, we're going to talk about 2 briefly and any questions that you guys have, right? And then we'll talk about 3. So next week, we're actually going to do session 2 and 3. Okay. A quick overview of 3. Oh, it's 3 buyers. Hold on. Oh, touches. Perfect. Okay. Next week, we're doing 2 and 3. So if you did not watch 1 and 2, you're going to have to watch 1, 2, and 3 for next Monday. Write questions down, please, because it makes this go quicker and it's more effective. 50 contacts in command. And I'm going to ask you guys to take a picture of your computer screen or screenshot it, something, so I can see that you have 50 on there. Cool? All right. Who do I have on here that just stepped in? Gibran, is that how you pronounce your name? Or did I slaughter it?
Hebron.
Was it Hebron?
Hebron, yep.
So you don't pronounce the G, it's like an H.
Correct.
Got it. Where are you from? Or what's your ethnicity?
Well, I'm Mexican. My mom decided on a Lebanese name, though. So.
Well, but Hebron sounds kind of Mexican because of the H, because of the G.
Right. It's supposed to be pronounced Gibran, though, in English.
All right. So what do you tell everybody? How do you want them to say?
If they can pronounce my name, Hebron's fine. Otherwise, some people call me Brian or Gibbs or just something.
Gibbs.
Right.
Introduce yourself to the group really quickly because you came in late.
Well, actually, I went to the office and I went up to the 3rd floor and everything, and there was no one else in there, so I was kind of confused.
Wait. What time were you here? We're standing here right now. When were you up here?
I was there at 10. I left at 10:10.
No,
You went to the wrong spot.
we've been standing here. Maybe you went to the.
I'm
Did
here
you
at
go?
7:30.
I asked for directions, and people kept telling me to go to where the coaching normally happens. So yeah, I don't know.
Were you in the big main cafe?
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna take a walk. Unplug me. All right, here. So this room, hold on, right? It says coaching, but the door's usually open. So this room has this conference room,
okay.
right?
Yeah.
There's Doug. Doug's always sitting there. My office is back there, the open door. I'm always in
The
there.
coaching happened at the cafe.
And then Pete's office is right there. There's a copy machine right here. And then the cafe is down here.
Yeah.
You see that?
Yeah.
So now you know where to come in. So where's the cafe? We're getting there. Hold on, hold on. I don't want to trip into anybody. All right, here's the cafe.
Mhm.
Right?
Yep.
So when you leave the cafe, you just go all the way down this hallway
Mhm.
and we're at the end.
All right.
Cool?
Now I know for
Look,
future.
everybody just got a tour. So
Is that now for like, you can just show up there and sit there, any spot you could take to,
so you
like
can
where
sit at
Doug is?
any of these desks, right? All day. This is for you. So if you come in the hour before and then you want to hang out here till noon, till 5, whatever you want, you're welcome to be here. Cool?
You gotta get here early if you want my desk.
Hey Sharon, can I just ask one question to clarify?
Yes,
So
ma'am.
we're doing this on Mondays instead
Yes.
of Wednesdays now, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Yep.
I want to change it
So-
in my Google Calendar then.
Yep. Clear to everybody else. Launch reviews is on Mondays at 10, from 10 to 11. Until you have graduated from launch, that's going to be it for you. After you graduate from launch, you can start coming to Mondays and Thursdays accountability and growth coaching, right? So if you're brand new and you're just in launch, it's real estate 101. Focus on your models, focus on your database, focus on DocuSign command, all those little nitty gritties. Focus on Pete's forms. And
How
then,
long typically do you consider like graduation?
4 weeks, 3-4 weeks, right? Because we have to get through, it's actually 3 weeks. We have to get through all these sessions. And you have to accomplish those things that are on that graduation requirement list. And that's found in session 1. Like I said, aside from the open houses, because we know we can't do those right now. Okay. Good.
Quick question.
Yep.
So like I went last week to the other coaching and it seemed to help me. I have active listings already.
Oh, okay.
So it
So
kind of
you got
helped
like a-
me like bounce off and hear other people what they're doing with theirs. Is it okay to attend or you just simply just don't want us to?
You can attend. So here's the thing. It's so hard because I don't want to step on anybody's toes. You can attend, but I guess to not be rude, I would ask to just sit back and just listen
Okay.
rather than interact. I don't know how to say that without sounding. Any thoughts?
Well, no, I mean, because from my perspective, like somehow I missed the whole coaching meeting, this meeting, when I first started. So I only attended the Monday and Thursday.
I don't know how, because we, told
No one
everybody.
ever, I didn't know about this until afterwards. I didn't get no email or anything. So for
Well-
me, I kind of did exactly what she did. I just kind of.
so we can't please everybody. So,
But-
you know, right? That's the thing, because
I
we.
feel like I'm kind of like in between like
Both
this and that because like I have
Right.
3 listings and I have buyers already. So
Well,
I'm like
Right.
there.
And you've already come from somewhere else, right?
Yes, I've come from a
So
different
that's
brokerage.
different. You're already in the business. You already know what you're doing. You're already, right? It's not like, you know, brand new trying to just kind of learn
Everything.
from
So-
step 1.
So the only thing I
Okay.
was gonna add to that would be is like, if you're one that gets anxious about being overwhelmed,
Then
then you
don't.
don't want to do that.
Right.
Okay, so it's okay
That's
too.
a good
And
way.
if I can interject,
Sure.
I'm coming in for the 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
But I just honestly just had an aha moment that I was doing the Monday and Thursday. And I didn't know that there was a Wednesday because it said, I didn't understand it honestly. So I'm like,
Okay.
oh my God. And today was just like, wait a minute, I need to go back. So
Yep.
11 is good, but I think this is where I need to be. I understand the whole concept now, but I was, like Doug was saying, I was on the Monday, Thursday, 11 o'clock, but I'm gonna start coming here and get it all, whatever I need to get
Okay.
my foundation right.
So what I'm hearing from everybody is we tell everybody about the launch, but we're not doing a good enough job of really maybe hammering it home again. And so we need to do that, especially for newer, 101 agents, because it's important for them. And if you are the type of person, like Doug said, who may feel overwhelmed, do not feel like you need to be at Mondays and Thursdays. It is not a requirement. And if you're someone who gets overwhelmed easily, it probably will do more harm than good. So I'm going to leave that up to you. However, understand that, like we talked with Matt, when you're driving in certain lanes, if people on the Mondays and Wednesdays are in the fast lane or in the medium lane, and somebody from the far right lane keeps cutting in to ask about how do I open a lockbox, without being rude, I'm sorry, I would say to you, you got to wait and stick with launch. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense?
Mhm.
All right. I got to go because we're starting the other one in 3 minutes and I got to go use the restroom.
All right, see you Monday.
All right. Bye, you guys.